What's up, guys? This is Doctor, and welcome to another episode of the FPL Fantasy. Yes, I'm back in a new environment, wearing glasses, a new person, because I've been busy. Joe has went solo in the last episode. I moved countries, I moved jobs. Joe, the traitor, had a solo on his own. How are you, Joe?
I'm doing good. Everybody, just so you know, this is not the same Doc. We actually took him into the FPL Fantasy Labs. We cloned him. He came out different. His eyesight's a little worse, but you take some, you leave some. But in all honesty, it's great to have you back. It's great to have you, the viewers, back on FPL Fantasy, and we're talking a little bit of Game Week 27 preview today. I'm just excited to get into it after kind of a weird game week where you can score 120 some points like myself and still feel average, at least in the higher ranks. So yeah, feeling good.
It's been a weird game week. I was contemplating until the last moment whether to wildcard or triple captain. I had a wildcard draft ready to press enter. I kind of regret it at this moment because my wildcard team would have matched my triple captain team, and my wildcard team would have been ready for this game week, the game week after, and the game week after, up to game week 30. So I think the wildcard decision went against me. I think if I had one extra day of thinking, especially after they announced the double game weeks and I didn't kind of tinker, I was moving countries, I was exhausted. So I couldn't really tinker and I couldn't play around with the team much. But I think if I had the pressed wildcard button, I would have been much happier with my team. Yes, I got a green arrow. I'm up to top 6K, but it could have been much better. Of course, this is what we always say. So let's hope I bring it back this game week. How was yours?
Uh, Mine wasn't too bad. Like I said, I was in about the 120s. I have already actually used my wild card, so that wasn't even an option for me. But it does feel bad when you triple captain somebody and they get 84 points, and then you look around smiling from ear to ear, like, yeah, I did it. I cracked the code. And these wildcard teams are getting like 20 and 30 points more than you, and you're like, I don't know, maybe I did something wrong. But with that said, I did wildcard 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, and went according to plan. Everything's functioning the way that I kind of planned out. My transfers differed a little bit over the weeks, but I'm happy with the way everything went. You win some, you lose some.
That's FPL for you. I think for it's the first time since we started this channel that we are both on a green arrow. Is it? Am I imagining that, or because usually it's either you're green, I'm red, or the opposite, isn't it?
Yeah. It's either the first time or maybe the second time. Especially with my run of red arrows that are like 20k drops for like 6 weeks in a row, and then all of a sudden I do a 150k jump. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right.
Right. Let's get into this game week. Any
All right.
transfers, Joe?
Yeah. So I am considering one transfer, and that is taking out Watkins, which I know everybody's like, oh my gosh, you're taking out Watkins. Name the last time he actually got reasonable points for any of us. I'll wait. And I'm bringing in Jimenez. Wolves are looking good. They're not scoring like Man City type of goals, but they're scoring a decent amount of goals, and Jimenez is usually on the tail end of it. So if he gets an assist, he gets a goal. I want to be there. I want those points. And with them having a double coming up, he seemed like the only viable option to swap out a what I would consider a more expensive forward right now for somebody that's actually going to get decent points right around the same price. And I say more expensive because all the premium forwards, aside from Kane, are doing absolutely nothing. So premium means nothing at the forward spot.
I actually did your transfer last week for a hit, so I took out Watkins for Jimenez. I think it's a good transfer. The reason is if you watch how Aston Villa plays, especially after Gerrard, even before Gerrard, but especially after Gerrard, Watkins is kind of the player who stays in the middle. Once Aston Villa are in position, he kind of drifts wide to allow the wingers and to allow the center attacking midfielders, especially Ramsey, to go into the penalty box. So he's an amazing team player, but I don't think he's great for FPL because in FPL you need kind of the selfish players, the ones who score points and the ones who score goals. He's great for Aston Villa, but he's not great for FPL. So I did that transfer last week. Jimenez got 6 points, but I think it's a long-term transfer. Yes, Watkins has a double. Yes, it will be weird if he scores points and you'll look bad because you've done that transfer and you'll feel bad. However, logically and the way that Aston Villa are playing, that's why I did that transfer, knowing that Aston Villa are doubling. Who are you captaining, Joe?
So I am captaining my from 2 weeks ago my shout out Veghorst, who came in game one. He's looking good. He's getting opportunities, and I thought that he was just kind of the ideal option to bring in at that forward spot. So about a week ago, I brought him in, and yeah, he's got a double now. I'm happy with it. He scored decent points last week. He didn't score solid points, which whatever, take it or leave it.
Nobody
But
does.
yes, exactly. Nobody does. But I'm more than happy to throw the armband on him. I was going back and forth with, I think, Man City, if I remember right. I forgot to look at the fixtures, have Everton, and I did bring in Sterling recently. So that was kind of a differential that I was thinking about, but he was probably only ever going to be a vice captain. And then I do have Son, which I know everybody has heard me talk on this channel. I like Son. Kane, yes, has more goal scoring opportunities, but I think Son has more opportunities for points in general. So Son will probably end up being my vice captain this week. I know we had talked before the conversation that we're having here, and a lot of people that have Spurs assets are going to probably be vice captaining them or captaining them if they don't have a double game week player. But the one thing that I want to mention about Veghorst is he has definitely changed the way that Burnley function. And if you think about it, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it on the last episode. So you wouldn't know because you weren't here. You were having a vacation. But the
I
viewers
wish.
know. Yes, the viewers know that I had mentioned that Cornette was actually he's actually been affected in his production. We know when we brought him in, he was doing amazing. Everybody was looking at it, and Burnley was still losing by 15 goals. Now, Burnley is kind of has a little fight in them, but Cornette is usually not on the end of it. And what I heard was basically Cornette has played outside a little bit more. And yes, when they get into that attacking third, he does cut deeper into the middle than most people that play out wider, but he's that's his only chance to get opportunities. Otherwise, he's almost taken out of the play altogether. And yes, he's going to get an assist here. He'll get a couple shots. He'll pull off a goal, but you're not going to see the same type of returns that we saw in the beginning of the season because they brought in Veghorst and he's taken up a lot of those opportunities from. What are you looking at, Doc?
I'm planning, my transfers are kind of set. The deadline is in what, 4 hours, 5 hours at the time of recording, so we'll
Mm-hmm.
need to edit this and put it up as soon as possible. But I'm planning to do my transfers is Bruno Fernandes to Son and King to Broya. The reason I'm doing those transfers is because I want a captaincy option this game week. I think it's going to be this similar to last game week where it was wildcarders versus triple captainers. I think this game week is going to be double game week captainers versus non-double game week captainers. Basically, Vague Horse versus Sun, or maybe the punters with a Man City asset. So I think this is going to be the case. So I'm planning to bring Sun for captaincy option because I don't have kind of a captaincy option. Yes, I can captain Bruno, but I think Watford are managed by Roy Hodgson, and he's very defensive manager. So you never know when they can turn up on their day and frustrate Manchester United. Especially, we are very unpredictable. We can score five this game and next game basically not attack at all. So it's very unpredictable to have Bruno. So I'm gonna I'm gonna transfer him out for Son and captain Son, and Broya of course for King. King has been frustrating on. So I'm bringing Broya because he has Norwich at home this game week and he has a nice double coming up and nice fixtures. So it's for a hit, but it's gonna give me a nice team for the next couple of game weeks, not only this game week because Sun also has a double. So this is where I'm at the moment, and I think this is how the game week is gonna end up. Is basically Weghorst captains versus Son slash Kane slash Kevin De Bruyne or something.
Yeah, I think similar to the triple captain versus wild card of last week, since everyone in the community was doing either one or the other. I think this week you're going to have the free hitters versus the non-free hitters, and it's going to be interesting to see how people have kind of set up their team over the last couple of weeks. And we knew that 27 for the couple weeks now wasn't going to be, or was going to be, a blank game week. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see how that functions, because I know that there's been free hits all over the Twitterverse about, hey, this is my optimum team for a free hit. So I think it'll be interesting to see how that pays off versus how planning out for the last 2 or 3 weeks has kind of paid off, and the moves that you've made getting here.
Yeah. I think free hitters also kind of have a template already functioning, and the team picks itself. You're gonna have three Spurs, minimum two. You're gonna have Son and Harry Kane,
Hmm.
because they're playing Leeds, who are shipping goals like there is no tomorrow. You're gonna have maybe one United defender as an option versus Watford at home. You're gonna have at least two City players. You'll definitely have three Burnley players, and that's the 11 you have it there. So the team kind of picks itself. If I was on a free hit, it's kind of straightforward choices instead of tinkering a lot. There might be difference in one, two players maximum, but yeah, I totally agree. Of course, free hitters are probably gonna come up on top. I have my free hit available, but I don't think it's the right moment to play it. My eye is on game week 33, where we're gonna have double game weeks and blanks in the same game week, so I'm just leaving it for that time. Maybe I decide to play it earlier, but I don't see it because I kind of have a plan in mind up to game week 38. So yeah, it's gonna be free hitters, like you mentioned exactly, free hitters versus non-free hitters, and then the free hitters will probably captain Big Horse. This will be probably the smart idea. When you have a double game weeker, you probably captain them, and then you have non-double game weekers like Sun for myself.
Yep. Yeah. I agree 100%.
All right, guys. Let us know down in the comments who are you captaining, who are your transfers. Hopefully, this episode comes out as soon as possible. And we hope you enjoyed the episode. We hope that you enjoyed me coming back. We hope you enjoyed this back and forth with Joe here. Joe, would you like to say goodbye?
Yeah, great to have you back in it again, Doc. It was nice to be on a solo channel, but not something I want to do every single week. So it's great to have you back so you can edit this one. And everybody, like Doc said, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, retweet, share, do all the social media things. If you enjoyed what you heard, let us know. Captains, transfer picks, and until next time, everyone.
Peace.
Peace, everyone.